One of the biggest issues I've had as a writer has truly been my accents. So for a lot of years, I actually had a very proper high-pitched American accent that kind of went something like, "Hi, how are you?" It's it can actually get very, very high-pitched. And so when I would write, I would be writing in English, British English thoughts, but it would come out as American English because that's what I've spent most of my time doing and writing. So I used to get so frustrated and I would feel like, oh my God, I'm such an awful writer because I'm writing so many different ways that I couldn't even figure it out, and I would just go through so many different drafts after drafts after draft because I didn't know this was going on. I had some sort of idea, but I didn't know the full scope of it. I didn't know that subconsciously I was thinking in British English, coming out American because I was suppressing my British accent for, I don't know why. I'm sure it had something along to do with my childhood and feeling like an outsider and not wanting to feel like an outsider, so suppressing that accent and adopting a more Americanized version. Unfortunately, I probably didn't go about it the right way, and so that was what was happening and I did not know. So for a lot of years, I spent trying to figure out why I wanted to write, but every time I wrote, I would always be writing in a mix of British American English, and it just didn't make sense because I just didn't know. Of course, thankfully, my English British accent kicked in full force many, many years ago, like about 2015 or so. And ever since then, I've been sort of walking through and saying, okay, this is British English, this is American English, this is how I want to do it, this is how I don't want to do it. So as a writer, that has been an interesting experience. Unfortunately, though, going back to some of the things that I wrote, I have to reframe my mind because I put such negativity into, oh my goodness, I'm just not a great writer because I can't even get this right. And I have to go back and actually take my time and review my previous work and rewrite it if needed, so that it can be adapted to who I am today. That's the beauty of writing, is that, you know, your writing progresses and changes as you do. So yeah, that's a little bit of trying to find my voice in writing, trying to find a lot of me in a lot of different things, but particularly writing.